The ATL is in for a treat as the big nasty Jake Gibb and his high-flying partner Sean Rosenthal enter their second AVP Open final of 2008. Their freewheeling play has electrified the circuit all year long. They face giant killers Anthony Medel and the fiery Brazilian Fred Souza, who knocked off world number ones Phil Dahlhauser and Todd Rogers in the semifinal. Atlanta serves up stop number 6 on the AVP Crocs Tour right now.
Sunshine never felt so good. Oh, and it's only getting better. We get around, 'cause now we're living a dream. We are living our dream, living our dream. We are living our dream, living our dream.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the AVP Crocs Tour. Stop number 6, and this is Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta, make a little noise. Time to welcome to center court in his first ever final, ladies and gentlemen, out of San Marcos High School, played for the legendary Johnny Lee in his 5th ever Final Four. Give it up for the man we call the American Idol. Medel, do it, son! There it is! He is ready, and his partner grew up in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Overseas in Brazil, he has won 9 titles. In 2000, he was the Brazilian king of the beach, but he's looking for his first AVP title today. One of the best jump servers in the world, Souza. Other side of the net, and Dizzle, you're defending Atlanta champions. 2 weeks ago, they represented the United States and the Czech Republic, and they walked away with gold. Out of bountiful Utah, the youngest of 11 siblings, the 2005 MVP, Jake Spiker Gibb. And his partner out of Redondo Beach, a Union High School, one of the sickest athletes in the entire planet with 7 open wins. Give it up for the son of Jarrell, Superman, Sean Rosenthal. Ladies and gentlemen, time to bring in my broadcast partner, the greatest of all time, 3 gold medals, Karch Karai.
Medel and Souza have the patience of Job. Fred played his first final 6 years ago, waited this long to get back. Anthony never been in a final, 10 years on this AVP tour. Fred's a man of few words. He told Anthony earlier in this tournament, I want to play in this bleeping final, and that got a laser focus for Anthony Medel.
That's right, Karch, and to do that, they had to surprise the world by taking out the number 1 team, Phil Dahlhauser and Todd Rogers.
It was really kind of an outer body experience. I mean, it's knocking off those guys to get to the finals, kind of soaking it all up right now. I want to be here. This is where I want to be. This is what we train for, and I'm daring. Serve me every ball.
Wow! That's how, huh? Gosh, that's exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Atlanta, make some noise! Anthony Medel! Is it your day? Let's go, son! You're the first server!
Jake Gibb with the hammer cross court for 1-0. Jake Spiker Gibb was the 2005 MVP of the AVP from Bountiful, Utah. Has 10 open wins to his credit. Fred Souza going back to serve out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, 36 years of age. In his second ever AVP final. Last time was 2002 Chicago with Engenho Eduardo Basil.
Gibb from the right side. Shot goes just a little bit wide. 2-1 on the board. Karch, Fred, and Anthony to the start they wanted. A quick side out and then scoring a real point.
Exactly, and Fred getting a little more air this year. He had both knees scoped at the exact same time last September in Brazil.
Fred Souza, 6'7", hammering that serve at Jake Gibb. The son of Jarrell, Sean Rosenthal with the kill, 2-2. Sean Rosenthal, 27 years old, Redondo Beach native, 6'4", one of the greatest athletes in the game in the entire world. Medel. Shot goes a little bit wide off the dig. 3-2 on the board.
Anthony Medel playing in his first ever final. Let's meet him.
What's up? I'm Anthony Medel, and this is my story. I once was a gymnast. I was also a caregiver for the elderly. I'm Mexican-American and proud of my heritage. My grandfather and my dad are two of the hardest working men I've ever met in my life. It took me a little while to learn that, but as soon as I caught on and try and emulate those two, my career really turned around. They call me Sanjaya because I'm the American Idol. I have a legion of 12-year-old girls who just love to scream out, "I love you." I am a constant work in progress, and I hope this next season will be proof of that.
Sanjaya's got nothing on Anthony Medel.
Medel, a phenomenal serve. Been whacking it all weekend. That time he goes hard at Gibb. And Jake Gibb punches it through for 3-3.
Peter, you mentioned serving. All four of these guys are leading our top 10 servers on this team. Rosenthal and Gibb have basically doubled their numbers in effectiveness. And, of course, Souza and Medel have been known as two of the very best jump servers. That's what gets them to these finals.
Medel puts it away. 4-3 on the switch. Time to go down to Sinjin Smith, Nautica.com. Navigate the match. Sinjin.
Okay, Gibb and Rosenthal, what they're going to have to do to win. Gibb is going to have to block. He's one of the best blockers out here. Rosie, go ahead, serve that jump serve. He's got a great jump serve, and they'll win this match. Karch, what do the other guys have to do to win?
Well, Fred said he has to control the ball well. When he is siding out, he feels much more free to serve tough. That's what he wants to do here.
Fred Souza. Surprising to people that he has never won on the AVP tour. Big Freddy! 5-3 on the board!
And Fred's blocks are also way up from last year. He had a lot of knee issues. Both knees were in great pain. Patellar tendonitis on one knee. Went through rehab. His wife Erica helped carry him around. He couldn't walk for like 5 days after double knee surgery.
Great set to the middle of the court. And that ball's long, 6-3. Yeah, Karch, you take a look at Fred Souza. He looks like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, late 80s for the Lakers, when he's about 45.
And the grizzled veteran at 36 years old, did you see him on that last play? He pulled his hands down thinking that Gibb was going to try to hit him and thinking the ball was going to go out of bounds. He read it exactly right.
Ready to serve. Hard, crushing blow. Good for the A. 7-3. Make a little noise, Atlanta.
Souza with pace to the sideline for the ace.
Well, Fred can hit this serve literally anywhere on the court. He's been giving opponents a lot of trouble all weekend long with it, and he does it down Gibbs' line there.
Rosie will go on two, and he'll blast it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Superman, the son of Jarrell.
Well, the only problem with serving as well as Fred does here, he doesn't have any time to get up to the net. He hit it so hard that by the time he gets up there, Rosie's already bounced it into the upper deck of the stands.
We're going to take a break. Medel Souza leading the early part of game number 1, 7-4.
Back here in the ATL, Atlanta, Georgia, 15-13 here in game number 1. You know, Jake Spiker Gibb, he grew up in Bountiful, Utah. That's very rare for someone to grow up in Utah and play beach volleyball. He was a great basketball player growing up, but he fell in love with the sport. What he did was put up a rope in his backyard, and he used to get his 3 friends and his brothers to come over, and they would learn the game.
My name is Jake Spiker Gibb, and this is my story. Spiker's actually my middle name, my mother's maiden name. Crazy as it sounds. I got cut from my basketball team as a senior. Killed me. Growing up, basketball was my passion. Now it's volleyball. In Utah, I used to get so eager to play beach volleyball. We'd go out and start playing. Snow would still be on the ground, but who cares? We're still playing beach volleyball. I moved to California in 2002 with $1,600 in my pocket to pursue beach volleyball. I'm now chasing Olympic gold. This is the AVP.
Jake Gibb, 10 open wins in his career, a 2005 MVP.
Souza, your serve. Oh, Jake had a chance on 2, but went back to Rosie. Unbelievable dig by Souza. The rally continues. Gibb. Are you kidding me, Atlanta? Both teams. Karch, I'm looking down at you. All you can do is applaud it at times.
That's the kind of play that just gives me goosebumps and gets people hooked on beach volleyball. What a rally. Medel couldn't even get around Souza on that one play. He still recovers, but couldn't make the ultimate cut shot. You know, we're talking about Gibb playing in the backyard when they didn't have the ropes. They'd break out the garden hose.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
It was whatever it took, but youngest of 11 to come this far, and now they're very close to locking up an Olympic berth as the second Olympic representative behind Dahlhauser and Rogers. They feel like they're right on par. They want to peak in August, and they're right where they want to be.
Rosie to serve. (16-14). How we feeling about this match, Atlanta? Give it up for the fellas. Your American Idol, Anthony Medel. Medel, 30 years old, 6'3", went to Long Beach State. 3 years ago, 2005, he's groveling in the qualifier with Ty Loomis. Now he's in the finals with Fred Souza. Off the dome, but playable. Gibb. And Gibb tools the left hand of Fred Souza. A big side out, Karch, for Jake.
Did Rosie and Gibb dodge a bullet there? Fred did everything right twice to earn this point. But it just goes off that right hand and to the outside. Gibb and Rosenthal avoiding one there. And they feel like they also have a lot of momentum because just a few weeks ago they beat the reigning gold medalists, Emmanuel and Ricardo, in a huge win on their way to winning an international event and solidifying their chances to qualify for the Olympics.
Gibb with the jump float. They go to Fred here late in the game. Freddie off the top and good. 17-15 on the board.
You know, it's not many guys who can go up and go over Jake Gibb, but Fred definitely. Souza is jumping higher and swings high and hard into that deep corner. That's going to be a tough one for Gibb to stop.
And no first-time jitters at all for the young Anthony Medel in his first ever final. He meant what he said. I plan on being here, I am here, and I'm going to bring it. And there he is with a dig. Medel to make it 18. And he does! Anthony Medel! 18-15!
Medel is so athletic. He returns the Superman favor right here. He's up so high that he can cut that shot so sharp and so down that there's nothing Rosenthal can do on that play.
16-18. Give it up for Sean Rosenthal. 7 wins in his career. The co-defensive player of the year.
Rosie goes to Medel.
Medel continues to deliver. 19-16, St. John.
Hey, you know, Anthony, what makes him so good is he's got the quickest arm and quickest wrist. When he hits the ball, he hits the snot out of it. And when he shoots it, he has such a quick wrist, you have to already be there or you're not going to touch his shot.
Anthony Medel went to San Marcos High School. That's where Dax Holdren went. Todd Rogers went. Played for John Lee. Grew up playing ball at East Beach. Along with another guy, Karch Karai. Maybe knows a little bit about East Beach. They serve Anthony Medel on your feet in the 18L. It is game point for game number 1. Get those Hilton shirts and wave them in the air. Let's go in the hospitality center. Get involved out here.
Game point number 1 for Medel and Souza.
What a set. What a set from 33 feet off the net by Sean Rosenthal.
Perfect set by Rosenthal there, and Souza making the mistake of dropping off the net before watching where the set's going to go. Now they have three opportunities to put this thing away on serve reception. Right there over his shoulder from Rosenthal in the perfect spot.
Game point. Souza for game 1. And the big, smooth, nasty one. Jake Gibb makes it 18-20.
Again, Jake Gibb jumping a little into the seam there, taking away less line, more angle. See if he does it again here. It's all a cat and mouse game.
This time they try Medel. He will not be denied. Yes, Rosie. Oh! Rosenthal makes the dig, but unable to convert the shot. Anthony Medel and Fred Souza, 21-18 winners. Welcome back to Atlanta. The score, 1-0. Anthony Medel in his first ever final, playing out of his mind with his partner Fred Souza. Let's see if Sean Rosenthal and Jake Gibb could come back here and take game number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, make some noise for Jake Gibb. Freddie got it.
As always, the AVP wants to remind you to vive responsibly. Fred Souza from Rio de Janeiro, looking for his first AVP title. Had a great game 1.
1-0. Anthony Medel. Burying that jump serve at Rosie. That's a good pass, though. Set into the middle of the court. Medel with a dig. And Medel with a cut. That ball was down, Karch. 2-0.
I agree, Geeter. I thought that hit the sand.
How about a round of applause for the American Idol, Anthony Medel, in his first ever final, playing outstanding. 2-0 on the board. Scores 1-2. Karch Karai, the coach, is Mike Dodd. He has done a phenomenal job with these guys.
Well, coach for Rosie and Gibb, and actually 2 years ago, soon after they hooked up, they lost a first-round match, a big upset to Mike DiPiero, Steve Kwiatkowski, and Dodd wrote the infamous letter to them and just said, look, if you guys aren't going to give it your all, I've got a beautiful wife and two daughters at home, and really gave a big guilt trip, but they've responded well, and he's very happy never to have had to write Volume 2.
St. John Smith is sitting with Mike Dodd now.
Mike, your guys, you know, Anthony and Fred were serving so tough the first game. They really got your guys in trouble. Your guys aren't playing that bad, but what are they going to have to do to turn it around?
You know, they got to do what you were the best at, St. John, and that's pass the serve. You know, they're putting a lot of pressure on us with the serve. We know we can score points on these guys. We know, given enough time, Jake can get into Fred's head a little bit and cause him trouble. It's just a matter of slowing down their point productivity, and that comes with serve, receive, and passing, and we've got to pass those tough jump serves.
Jake just had a great block. Now, if he blocks a few more balls, that could change everything. There's another one right there.
And that's a really important one, more important than the first, I believe, because Anthony Medel has been swinging so freely out here all tournament long. He's just been bombing balls, and we need Jake to take away a couple and get into his head as well. So that was really an important block right there.
Now, your guys just won an international event, which puts them in a great position for the Olympic Games. How much are they thinking about the Olympics?
Let's wait for the end of this rally. And there's another good transition for us. They're thinking a lot about the Olympics. You know, I think pretty much everything they're doing from sun up till sundown is trying to prepare themselves for that greatest moment, and that's playing in the Olympics. And this is an important match, and it's important to get to these finals, 1, and then 2, finish the job and get a W. So they've got their work cut out for them. Fred and Anthony are playing real good, but we've got a nice start here to game 2.
Okay, thanks, Mike.
All right, how do we feel about this match so far? 4 great players, Fred Souza, Anthony Medel, Jake Gibb, and your server, Sean Rosenthal. St. John was talking with Dodd. They just went on a run, 2 blocks by Gibb. And now an error, 6-2. The run they needed, Karch Karai, to start this game.
Well, it was like they kind of picked the lock a little bit and just solved Fred. Got a couple blocks on him. Then he decides to try and get away from that block, and it causes another point going for the back set there.
Short jumpy to Fred. Fred bounces one, cross court. 3-6 now on the board. You know, Karch, you talked about that story about the letter. I was rooming with Mike Dodd that weekend, and I'll never forget this kind of look on his face. He told me about it, but I never talked to Jake and Sean about it until today. And Jake actually said he reads it from time to time. He still has it.
They still do. They keep it with them during the times when they might need a little extra fire up. Not necessarily a pick-me-up. It wasn't a real cheery letter, but it got him going.
Jake Gibb, cross court for 7-3. Gibb with a nice pass off that tough jump serve. Look at the set by Rosenthal. Out to the pin. And Gibb delivers it. We'll be back in just a moment with more game number 2 from Atlanta. Gibb and Rosie leading. Downtown Atlanta, Georgia. Time for the Bud Light Tournament recap. John Hyden and Brad Keenan last week in the final in Louisville lost to Todd Rogers and Phil Dahlhauser, but here in the quarterfinal they would have a chance at revenge.
We played them well every time we played them. We've won, or we've lost in 3, we've won in 3, you know, every time. So it gives us confidence against them. They know us, we know them, and it seems to always come down to the 3rd game.
Brad Keenan went from Rookie of the Year to Most Improved Player to now just one of the best players on tour.
It means a lot. It gives Brad a lot of confidence to know that we can beat any team out here. It gives me a lot of confidence.
The match would go to a 3rd game, and it would go the way of Keenan and Hyden. Off the tape, and good. Brad Keenan and John Hyden would give Phil Dahlhauser and Todd Rogers their first loss of the season. Let's look at the results through 7th place. Olsen Wong in 5th. Paul Baxter and Matt Prosser, their best finish of the year in 5th. Mariano and Ratledge continue their consistent play with a 7th place finish. Back to action here in game number 2. Rosie Gibb leading 16-14. Gibb runs it down. The blocker becomes the defender. Rosie right side. Cut shot. Good. 17-14.
Oh, and you could see Anthony Medel so frustrated over there. Fred Souza made a bad choice and hit it over on 2. You're not going to get that kind of shot down on the cat-like, the really quick Superman, Sean Rosenthal. You've got to set your partner who's so effective offensively.
Gibb. Goes at Medel. Keep it on at 17-14. And Medel once again thumping the line. How do we like that? 15-17. Medel with a blast.
Well, Medel said at the start, I want the ball. I want to be taking those swings. That's why he was frustrated on that next to last play, that his partner chose not to set him and shoot it over on 2.
Long, 18-15. Sean Rosenthal, leader of the free world known as Rosie's Raiders. Your server. Fred's off the net. Gibb drops. Rosie on the right. And Rosie's got it. 19-15.
Rosenthal and Gibb now just 2 points away from forcing a game number 3. Sean Rosenthal out of Redondo Beach Union High School. Goes soft jumpy at Fred Souza. Fred covers his own attack.
Rosie, nobody home. Switching sides on your feet. On your feet up there. Up we go. Game point. Game number 2.
And that ball is long. Rosie Gibb wins.
Ladies and gentlemen, 21-15. We are going to a game number 3. Rosie and Gibb.
This year, it's all about the Crocs Cup, the AVP's version of March Madness, a playoff-style system that culminates in Manhattan Beach, California, September 20th and 21st.
It sounds like a really exciting format. It's something kind of different, hasn't been tried before. It's a good time to watch AVP.
And I look at it for this year as it's the top of the pyramid. You know, we're basing it out, and then at the very top, boom, there's the Wimbledon of beach volleyball.
Hopefully I'm in the tournament, but I will be watching if I'm not in it.
The top 24 teams after the regular season advance to the Crocs Cup shootout. After the Cincinnati, Santa Barbara, and San Francisco shootouts, 24 teams become 8. A week later, the world's largest qualifier in Manhattan Beach will determine seeds 9 through 16. Winner takes everything, the prestigious Crocs Cup and their share of the $1 million purse. 0-0. Jake Gibb to start game 3, serving the net, 1-0. AVP would like to remind you, if you're having a good time out there, vive responsibly. Anthony Medel looking for his first ever AVP title. Jump serve to Rosenthal.
Oh, what a stab. Can Rosie get there? Yes! And it's good! Oh, just wide. I don't know what I would have done. How do we feel about the effort?
Unbelievable stab here by Jake Gibb and Rosie. Fred drops off this. If this hadn't hit the net, it would have dropped for a point. That would have been a huge one. Not a good way to start, but Medel Souza up 2-0 now.
Rosenthal from 9 feet off puts it away hard cross court. 1-2.
And the key getter 9 feet off. These guys, it's not a real beach, a little harder packed, and so unless you get a set 10, 12 feet off, the blocker has to stay up there because they're still going to rip the ball.
Oh, he is the big, smooth, nasty one. Know what I mean, Mom? 2-2.
Well, earlier in this match, Souza was going over Gibb with that same shot, but Souza not jumping quite as high. A little hotter now. Gibb takes it away.
Oh, what a cover off the shoulder, chicken wing style. Gibb. Got it! We switch at 3-2. Make some noise. Give it
Unbelievable cover by Anthony Medel, but doesn't keep it alive enough to the point where he can actually get a swing at it. Has to give it back to the free ball, and Fred just getting bombed in the face.
Cross court to Souza. Oh, Fred thundering. Karch, I'm going to go to you with this. If you're Fred and Anthony, who do you want to attack? If you're Sean and Jake, who do you want to attack?
Well, Fred and Anthony have tried Rosie a couple of times, not with much success, so they might try to go back to Gibb. They got a lot of points off him in game 1. On the other side, it's obvious that Rosenthal and Gibb have to keep going at Fred. They just got 2 blocks on him, almost both to the ground for points.
3-3. Jake Gibb crushing it cross court.
And this is the kind of hit that Jake Gibb was really strong offensively 2 years ago. That was one of his bread and butter shots, sharp cross court. Then he also had the deep corner, the deep middle, and the soft shot down the line. 4 good shots that were really impossible for 2 guys to all cover.
Karch, what have you seen from Anthony Medel and his energy levels? First ever final, now we're in a 3rd game. I mean, the guy's jumping 40 plus every single time he gets served.
Well, I think he's been playing great. Sometimes guys feel like they get to the final and they have to do more than what they did to get there. But he's playing the same game.
We call that a hubby-wife right down the middle of the court, Karch. We call it a hubby-wife because of why?
No communication.
You got it, I got it, what?
Not that Fred talks a lot out there anyway, but one of the 2 of them has got to talk to get that ball, to touch that ball, because they know both Gibb and Rosenthal, the first place they're going to hit down the middle.
Medel challenges, crushes it for 4-5.
And you can see after Medel made that pass, he backed off. He took like a 20-foot approach, just comes roaring in there, gets the train going, and he was not to be denied on that one.
He turned his head the other way and swung as hard as he could. Said, bring it, Zeke. 4-5. 6-4 switch. Applaud all 4 athletes. What a final here on the AVP Cross Tour. This is the AVP Cross Tour. Stop number 6, and this is Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta,
And they were balling on the AVP Crocs Tour in Atlanta in 2008. But now it's time to rewind the clock and go to 1991. The Gold Crown Flashback, Clearwater, Florida. On a howling windy day, Tim Hovland and Kent Steffes taking on St. John Smith and Randy Stoklos. St. John would serve at Tim Hovland, and Stokey was there for the stuff, motioning to the crowd, let's get it going. But in the end, a young Ken Steffes with his partner Tim Hobb would put the roof on St. John, and the Hobb and Ken Steffes would win the Gold Crown in Clearwater in 1991. Tim Hovland, Mike Dodd's ex-partner, would end up with 65 career victories, and Ken Steffes would eventually team up with my broadcast partner Karch Karai and get Olympic gold in Atlanta, 1996. This is where it all happened. Atlanta, Georgia. 6'4" Gibb Rosenthal.
Ready, 5-6.
Anthony Medel, great job with his feet. Gets his hands up nice and early. And then Fred just sneaking it by the hands of Jake Gibb. Gibb just a little late with his hands over the net.
This will be the first tournament this year that Phil Dahlhauser and Todd Rogers do not win. I believe they're calling a foot fault.
Wow, that's 2 this match for them. Haven't seen it all tournament long.
Wow.
Sometimes what happens is, Peter, the players' toes will go under the line, but as long as they don't actually touch the line, you go under, and the sand above your feet can move it, but as long as your feet don't actually touch it, it's not a foot fault.
Fred Souza bounces the line. 6-7.
And Souza's right. It's now or never. He's turning to his partner and saying, come on, right now, we got to do it. Comes barreling in here. Do you see how he leans left as if he's going to hit cross court, then turned it back down the line. Gibb went for it, fell for the fake.
Rosie. The pokey. Just over the block and out of reach. 8-6.
Now, it looked like Anthony was on it, but then he just slowed up just at the end, hesitated a second, didn't know if Fred was reaching forward and dropped.
And Anthony broke that shot out earlier in the match himself. Rosenthal returning the favor there.
In the middle, Medel steps over and takes it.
Oh, the big, nasty Jake Gibb. He got it.
Jake Gibb with his third block in game 3 alone, shutting down the line. That's one of Anthony Medel's favorite hits. Watch, he comes in facing the angle and hits it back across his left shoulder, but Gibb was all over at that time.
Jake Gibb, Karch, looking up onto the stage, yelling at Casey Jennings, how's that, CJ? Did you see that one, kid?
Well, his three blocks are the difference in this game.
Medel. It's a tight set. He goes left-handed underneath.
Well done, Anthony. Left-handed, 7-9.
Great adjustment in the air by Anthony Medel.
And great adjustment also because not only did he break out the left, but he could see that Rosenthal was there, so he hit it less hard so it would fall into the middle of the court instead of crossing farther over to that sideline. Really good adjustment here. Watch Medel taking that long approach from 25 feet back, comes barreling in. He sees Rosenthal there, so he drops it between Rosenthal and Gibb.
A testament to the athleticism of the guys on the AVP Crocs Tour. Freddie whacking it down the line.
Oh, how about a little something for the effort? 10-7. Rosie Gibb makes noise, Atlanta. Timeout taken by Anthony Medel and Fred Souza. Gibb and Rosenthal leading 10-7 over Medel and Souza here in game 3.
Oh, that ball looked in, but it is just wide. Anthony thought it was good. 11-7. Can Medel and Souza climb back? Desperate side out here. Oh, the scooping one-handed dig, Rosenthal.
The big smooth! Jake Gibb, 12-7.
Peter, both guys showing you why they're going to be great representatives at the Olympics. Rosenthal with the dig behind him. The ball was practically down on the sand in the corner, and then Gibb shutting down, clamping down that line.
Chance for 13. Got it. Just long. Head referee says clearly out to Jake Gibb. Said, I don't want to walk over there and see that ball hit the line.
Well, that could have been point number 5 in a row for Rosenthal and Gibb, and that was probably the easiest one of the bunch, but they hit it out by a few millimeters, giving some life still to Medel and Souza.
As Mike Dodd walked over, you heard him say, great idea, Sean, going on 2. He just missed it. Anthony Medel, if he's ever needed a Spader, it's now. Goes down the middle. Gibb has it. Gibb attacks it. And that looks like it's wide. 9-12.
Don't miss that ball. Don't miss that ball. It's a big touch. Please. Oh, no, guys.
Well, Jake thought for sure there was a touch, but now important for him, forget that play, go on to the next one and get this side out. Let's see. if we can tell whether, kind of hard to tell from that angle. He seems sure there was a touch. Let's see if we can see it here. Again, really hard to tell. Got to come back strong on this one.
Jay Gibb hangs and has that late turn off the left arm of Fred Souza. 13-9. Jake did a real nice job, Karch, of hanging right there, waiting for Fred to drop that left arm and then tooling it. Souza! 10-13. Even Leonard Armato, our commissioner, lets out his run right there. That was nice.
Well, this is Fred's time here. He has got to break out from two angles there. That is a risky shot to hit on Gibb, but he's got to break out a heater here, pull his team back, down 3.
On your feet, ladies and gentlemen, 14-10. Game match championship point for Rosenthal and Gibb. And there it is, Jay Gibb and Sean Rosenthal for the second year in a row, your Atlanta champions, 15-10. Game number 3.
Time for our Crocs fancy footwork play of the day. Just check out the defense by both sides, the effort. One of the great plays of the tournament. But Medel and Souza would come up just a little bit short. Our Crocs fancy footwork play of the day. Here with Jake Gibb and Sean Rosenthal, the Gatorade Champions interview. Jake, I'm going to start with you. You guys have been overseas for the last 3 weeks. How good does it feel to come back to American soil in Atlanta and defend your title?
So good. Sean and I have been talking about it all week, how good it's been to be home, you know, being back in the U.S. and feels great to come out here in front of our fans and to win back-to-back was sweet.
Now, Rosie, you lost to Fred and Anthony yesterday. You came back today in the finals. They beat you the first game. What were you guys thinking, and how'd you find that right formula to eventually take them down?
Well, you know, we just had to stick to our game plan. You know, they both obviously serve tough. They're two of the best servers on this tour, if not the best. So, you know, we just had to continue to pass their serves and play our game. And, you know, they beat us every time they played us this year. So it's tough to beat a team 3 times in a row. So it was a nice way to come back and get those last 2.
Sean Rosenthal and Jake Gibb, you got that gold medal a few weeks ago in the Czech Republic, and you took home the title today on the AVP Crocs Tour in Atlanta. Congratulations. Jake Gibb and Sean Rosenthal defend their title in the ATL. For Karch Karai and St. Smith, I'm Chris McGee. We'll see you next time.